what to post to get a new client ASAP, and I am so excited. I am always so grateful when God gives me these ideas because it can seem so simple, like, Angel, of course, that's what your clients come to you for. But sometimes I think the way my brain works is I'll overcomplicate things and, like, no, my client wants to know a strategy to use a funnel and it's like, help people just get one new client really quickly. And I'm like, oh, that's all, right? And so I am so grateful to say that's what you are going to learn today is what to post to get a new client ASAP. And the reason how this came to be is that I know personally as an entrepreneur, and thank you for the heart for those of you live, I know what it's like to know all the things, right? You can know all the things, you can know how to market it, this and that, but when you sit in front of a computer, like, does sometimes your mind just go blank and you're like, what am I supposed to do, right? Or, oh, thank you for the person joining live. And also sometimes if you're not just, for me, I'll just be honest, sometimes I can sit in front of a computer and go blank, right? That's why I like to plan, so I can just look at my plan and say, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. Like today, I wrote in my plan that I was going to go live at this time, and thank you, Jesus, here we are. The other way this can affect you is if maybe you've had a client or 2 or 3 and you've been happy, the money has been consistent, and 1 or 2 of them have dropped off, and you can go into a panic. And what can happen is because we start thinking, how am I going to, and we start thinking, well, I don't know, then your brain follows what you're thinking. And so instead of using the same resources, even that you used to get your last client, once again, we can go blank. And so I wanted to create this resource for my clients and just everyone in my community to get a new client now, right? Do I have an academy called The Christian CEO where you can learn everything you need to learn about marketing and sales and converting clients? Absolutely. And, sometimes when people are just in their head about getting a client, they don't always want to hear, oh, I have a program that can help you never have that issue again. They're just looking for help. And this is exactly what this is. It is help. So I'm really excited. And I'm just going to clear the screen so we can hop right into the topic. Now, these are tangible steps, right? I do highly recommend that each of you learn really how marketing works, because if you understand the foundations of marketing, you will never struggle to get a client, and you can stay off of the emotional roller coaster, overwhelm, and stress cycles that can come when you don't have one. It does take putting in some effort because marketing is a skill. Sales is a skill. With that being said, we're going to jump over those for the sake of this and get right into, okay, but what can I do, Angel, today or this week to get a client? Well, asked and answered. I have 10 specific strategies you can use, and they won't cost you anything but your time and just willingness to do it. Okay, so number 1 is you can email a past client and ask for a referral. Think about it. If you enjoy working with this person, you might enjoy working with someone they know. If they enjoy working with you, they may know of someone who's looking for what you offer and just not thinking about it because they have a life just like you do, right? So email a client, ask them how they've been, express your the happiness that you had while working with them. And just ask, do you know anyone? Say, I really enjoy working with you and would love to work with more people like you. Do you know anyone in your circle that's looking for what I offer? Really, really simple. You can do this really, really quickly. And when you do these type of tasks, these type of money generating tasks, consistently, they start to compound to the point where now you always have people reaching out saying, hey, I had a friend who said you do this, because you put in the work. So often we wait too late to actually prospect, and I don't like to use the jargon terms, but so often we wait too late to actually start the client relationship, right? We don't think about them until we feel like we need them now. But it's like, start it early. Start building that client relationship early, and do it when you don't need it. And if you need it now, like I said, send an email today, right? Oh, I'm sorry I can't see who you are, but someone said, hey, beautiful, I'm about to board a plane, but glad I caught you live. Of course. And we pray you have a safe flight in Jesus' name. Okay, number 2, email past clients and offer a free session. No strings. Okay, so let me tell you what strings are so you can go into this session without strings. This does not mean, email them and offer them a free session. I say session because I'm a coach, but if you design websites, maybe you offer like a free hour of your service. If you're a personal trainer, once again, 30 minutes. If you whatever you do, just offer a little bit for free. No strings mean don't secretly hope at the end of the session they're going to buy something from you. Don't even send the email thinking like, okay, well, I'm going to offer them free, but it's going to lead to a sale. Because even though you may not realize it, you thinking that can affect how you approach it and how you go into it, right? And normally other people can feel that, right? So instead, you're just going to be generous. You're going to be good at what you do as you are, and just say, hey, really enjoy working with you, wanted to check in. And if you like a free session, happy to do that for you, right? No strings. And what will happen is this will do a few things. One, it will remind the client of who you are. Sometimes we can just forget about people and what they do because, again, we all have full lives. 2, when they do the sample, whatever you give them, it will remind them of how helpful you are. And so when they're ready for your service again, you know what they'll do? They'll look you out, because who else is doing that? Who else is actually checking in on people once the initial service is over? Not a lot. It shows that you care, right? You're actually treating them as a person, not just a check. And if someone is looking for what you offer that they know, guess who they're more likely to recommend, right? The person who they just were reminded how great you are at what you do. So this is a very effective strategy. I'm only giving you things that I use myself that work. And these result in real dollars, thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, right? They don't cost you anything but your time. And the third one is email a client and check in. So you're not offering them anything. You're not even asking. Just ask how things are going, right? I would say 40%, of my business is from repeat clients, right? Some people bought a $47 challenge from me 4 years ago and then returned this year and bought a $4,000 package. And all I do is the things that I am telling you, right? So it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to try to spam or, tell people happy birthday and then check on them every 2 weeks. It really doesn't have to be that complicated. It can be as simple as just checking in, right? Okay, the fourth one is you can email a lead and ask if they're still looking for support in an area, right? And I'm actually going to show you what that looks like. Because I'm really big. I feel like it can be so easy, especially with the internet and these days. It can be so easy for people to just say, do this, right? And they don't even do it. It's like, so unfortunately, so many brands, coaches in particular, are marketing and saying, I show you how to grow your business without paid ads, but they're using an ad to get people's attention. Like, That doesn't make sense. So I want to show you that I am not just telling you random strategies. I am telling you things that actually work and that we use to strengthen your faith in a possibility that it can work for you. Okay, let's see. This one. Okay, beautiful. So the strategy is to DM a person and ask if they are looking for support in an area. And this is the example. So this is a post that I made letting people know, hey, I'm hosting a free challenge on how to make a course, want an invitation, right? So they said they were interested, and that initial time, we gave them the invitation. Okay, but what about later, right? Because this has 143 comments, probably 40% of those are the people saying they're interested in that initial time. But what about later? So as you can see, I had my assistant at the time follow up. Well, this was, again, 2 years ago, and then this was 47 weeks. So 47 weeks later, I had her follow up with the people on this post and just say, we saw, that a while ago you were interested in creating a course. Are you still looking for support on that, right? Just follow up. My tip would be not to wait 47 weeks, but sometimes because of the amount of leads that we generate, and I don't dedicate time to this because it can get timely, right? I just did not do it. So I assigned someone the task, right? So you can follow up maybe in a month or 3 months, right? Or even 6 months, but don't let the amount of time stop you, because once again, I just told you we had someone who bought something from us 4 years ago, and then when we checked in, they bought something this year. So if people were interested then, they're interested now, right? So this can be a very effective strategy. You can DM them, right? That's one way to do it. You can reply to the comment just in real time, just like this, and just ask if they're interested. These strategies work so well because they're not spammy. You're not trying to secretly turn something free into, getting them to sign up. You're just seeing if they need help, right? Because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. We help people in exchange for money. So this is so powerful. And I want to make sure that you saw like a real-time example. Okay, the next one that I'm going to share is one of my favorites. And I want you to see 3 different examples because I want you to see how this has worked back then and even now, right? It started over. Not really sure why. Oh, I lost it. Where it was just there. Oh, it's okay. I'll go to this one. So this was in 2021. This is 2 years ago, right? And the strategy is to keep it simple, right? Keep it simple and use a color block. So I asked, this is again 2021, anyone interested in what I was offering? And people replied, right? And I sent them the link. And I wanted to show you an older example because when I say do it now, sometimes people be like, well, yeah, but does that still work in 2023? Well, this is from a few days ago. A different thing I'm offering, a different area, right? Because my business has different programs for different people. Once again, people, I haven't responded to her yet. We'll get to you, Charity, we got you, right? It works. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. We think we need to have a photo shoot and we need to have a picture of the product or the service and we need to have a funnel. And I'm not saying all those things don't have a place. They do. And when you want a client ASAP, keep it simple, right? Look for someone who needs help and help them in exchange for getting paid, right? So this works. And I also want you to see Because for those of you who maybe you haven't used this strategy, but you've seen it, you may think, oh, those only works when you're in a large Facebook group. Well, that's not true. This is on my personal profile, right? And I've used it on my business page as well. So once again, these are quick ways to get new clients ASAP that cost you nothing. So what that means, if I were to have coffee with you a week from now, you should be able to tell me at least 3 of them that you were willing to do, if you really want the client like you say you do, right? Okay, the last one, because I don't want this to be too long, the last one that I'm going to share, and by the way, I do want to say I actually have 33 of these. So if you would like my guide that has 33 ways to get a paid client ASAP without spending any of your money, just a little bit of your time, if you go to my Apple Podcasts, right? Christian Shepreneur Podcast, or if you leave a comment under this video, just a review of how you found it helpful, what stood out to you, I will get in touch with you, my team will, and we will send you that free guide along with some kind of training videos where I go into why these work, right? So if you want more of this juiciness for free, just leave us a review on the podcast, Christian Shepreneur Academy, or under this video, and we will send that over to you. Okay, the last one. This is a really, really good one. So, what you would do is you would go into a group that you are interested in, right? And you just look for someone who has a question on what you offer. So, I used to specialize in helping women with creating courses, right? So, for me, that could look like going into this group and I would type question course. And look, hello, I have a question for those of you who have experience creating online courses, right? And you would just look through this, you would look through the answers, and then, look through the questions, and you would just answer with someone of value. Oh, sorry, someone said, hola, my friend. Hi, I'm so sorry. I can't see who you are, but thank you for joining us. Okay, so what you would do is you would, look at the questions, and then you would just answer, put some thought into your answer, right? And then offer them a link to a free resource that you might have, right? So one example is especially when I was helping people more so with courses, I would normally look for maybe Kajabi, right? And when they said, hey, I'm struggling with Kajabi, does anyone I would send them the link to this video, right? So not only are you creating visibility by promoting your YouTube channel or your podcast, right? But you're also giving them value and strengthening that relationship. Because the next thing that leads to, I'll show you.
So you think you know Wix
in real time, is it leads to comments like these. Hey, thanks for putting this together. Do you offer coaching? And that's how you get clients. You lead with a value. You lead with actually being a real person, right? Having a conversation, answering a question they have, and that's how you attract people who are ready to pay you, right? Because instead of just talking about how you can help them, you've already helped them. And this, I'll just say, this client paid in full, so it really does work. Oh, Thomas, hi, how are you? Awesome. What are the chances? It's so good to see you. Alrighty, I did not want to make this too long, but if you came late and want to watch the full things, for those of you who have popped on live, the replay does stay in this group. Thank you for all the hearts, everyone. Okay, we have a comment. Oh, no, that's someone. Unfortunately, we have some bots in this group. Does anyone have any questions on anything I shared? If you do, watching live or the replay, drop. Oh, thank you so much. You Yadama said you look amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. We should do a coffee chat. Just catch up. Life post divine living, right? If you have a question, you can drop it in under this video for those of you watching on Facebook. You can drop it on YouTube for those of you on YouTube. And remember, if you want a copy of the guide where I go into 33 ways to get a new client ASAP, so leave a review and then just email us a copy of the review at podcast@growmybrand.org. podcast@growmybrand.org, and we will send that over to you. Yadamas, I will message you about getting together for a coffee chat. I'm excited. The last thing I wanted to tell you all is that if you realize that you do need a new client, you do want a new client, but you don't even have a business plan, right? Like you've been kind of going client by client, but you've set an income goal for the next 6 to 12 months, but you don't actually know how you're going to reach it. I have a masterclass, 90 minutes, where I take you through everything you need. I help you plan out a full marketing strategy, because these are just like little tactics you can do. They work, but it's not a complete marketing strategy, which you do need so you can get off that feast or famine cycle, right? I help you plan your revenue, all of it, and I help you with the mindset piece. And that's the part that helps you with not taking action. Like, just like I gave you all these things, how many of you are actually going to do them? And yet you've been saying you want a new client, right? So it's not just knowing what to do. We actually have to get ourselves to do it. And that comes from the mindset piece. And I walk you through all of that in the Faith, Finances, and Freedom Masterclass. And you can grab it here at thefaithmasterclass.com. And if you use the code podcast, you get 50% off. So use the code. Okay, podcast. There you go. Alrighty. Love and light on your way. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and have a beautiful day. Bye.